and married the devil and all. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you like it is.
Keep it real.
And I had to go through.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? I had to go through that process. That was a process that I had to do. It was necessary. And that's why, you know, it was a good message on the other night. You know, even the experience that I experienced with being homeless and living in the streets. Although I could have had a place, that process was necessary. I needed that in order for God to do what he had to do.
Amen.
You know, it was necessary.
Amen.
So that process that we go through, sometimes it's self-imposed and sometimes God will allow it to happen. But it's the process is what's going to project the price and the freedom that you pay off of it. So just because you're going through the process doesn't mean that there's a defect in your divine prayers.
All right.
Just because you're going through the process don't mean that God ain't with you.
That's
I had to learn that myself. Because I remember one time, I was about 23 when my mom died, and I said, you know what? Ain't no God. I blamed everything on God. I was homeless. I said, you know what? If he is, why he took my mom? Why he did this to me? Why he did that? You know, but it's the process. God do things. God has his own reason for why he do it. And who are we to question God? Who are we to question God? You cannot stop the process. You have to go through it. You have to go through it. The process is designed for you to go through it. If you don't deflect and don't lay down and go through the process, the prize will be more rewarding. All you have to do is seek God's face, because he can and will do it. As I said, he paid the price on Calvary's cross, and that paid the price. But the process still had to be dealt with. Just because you're going through doesn't mean that there's some fault or fever or fearless in your faith just because you're going through. You don't have to falter. Just still believe and move on.
That's right.
That doesn't mean also that the devil is attacking you all the time. A lot of times we say the devil. It ain't always the devil.
No.
It ain't always the devil. You might be going through because God has you going through steps and stages just because it's not within the timing. Had to find out, you have to find out that God means what he says and he's going to do what he's going to do. You ain't going to change nothing.
That's right.
You can get up and jump and do whatever you want to do. You ain't going to change nothing. And a lot of times, we look for God to be a right now God.
That's real.
God is a right now God in certain situations. If you look at the book of Matthew, God did a lot of things immediately. We're going to cover a few of those things. But he did a few things immediately. But if you look, let's go back to our text in 22:8 and 22. He didn't do that immediately. He took him by the hand and led him out of Bethesda. So he walked with him out of it. He could have healed him on sight, on impact. He could have did it right there, but he chose not to. So this is what I'm saying. It's not up to us where we see fit for him to work or do what he's going to do. He's going to do what he's going to do on his own. Yeah, we can't change it. So we can't make him a right now God instant. Like instant oatmeal, we can't do that. You know what I mean? If a lot of times, I tell you, if he was a right now God, we wouldn't have need for faith.
That's right. All right.
Because
that's true.
Faith come by hearing. You know what I mean? And we say the definition of faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So if he was a right now God, if he was an instant God, he wouldn't need no faith. And God loves the faithful person. So with that being said, if he didn't have no need for you, we done.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I mean? We done. So there would be no need for faith.
Come on.
You know, so we really have to look out, and sometimes we have to watch what we say.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
You know,
right all the time.
Watch what we say and watch how we do things.
That's real.
You know what I mean? If it's of God, you know, ask God sometimes, say, God, lead me in your direction.
Yes.
I don't want to do this on my own.
Amen.
That's
But
right.
I want you to lead and guide me in every direction you see fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes the process is the miracle.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Right.
Miracle.
And just because God put you in the process doesn't mean that He's not working on your behalf.
All right.
All right. That's enough to go.
There will be no progress unless you go through the process.
Yeah.
Let me say that again. There will be no progress. So in other words, I wouldn't be where I am today had I not had met the devil back then. You see what I mean? If he hadn't took me through that stage, I had to pass through it.
That's true.
You know what I mean? He ain't let me stay there. That's what I thank him for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to thank God for the things that he did for you.
Yeah.
You know, in order for him to give you. See, God will give you fortitude to fight. He'll give you strength, and He'll give you a vision for your future.
Yes.
But God ain't gonna look into your past. That's why He God.
Yeah.
He ain't like, you know, some men check out your past and say, oh no, you did this.
Yeah.
You know, and the Bible said, let he without sin cast the first stone.
That's right. But
So therefore, nobody can pick up no rock.
Amen.
You understand what I'm saying? Nobody can pick up no rock. Put them all down. Get your piece of grass. You know what I mean? Because everybody has encountered sin in one way or another.
That's right.
Okay? So we all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. But if we look at Mark 1:17 and 18, recruits, Jesus stopped by, I think it was the Sea of Galilee, and to recruit some fishermen. And Jesus told him, say, I'm going to make you a fisherman of men.
Yeah.
And you know what they did? They dropped their nets and went with him.
Yeah.
All this stuff was instantly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All this stuff was instantly. So God works in some processes is instantly and some is not. So we have to look at it like that. We look at Mark 5:29, the woman with the issue of blood. God did that instantly. She said, if I could just touch the hem of his garment,
That's it.
I'll be
Come
made
on.
whole.
That's right.
We can look at Mark 1:31. The lady with the fever. Her fever left instantly. There's so many. Even in Mark 1:42, the man with palsy. We know that story. God did all this instantly.
Yes, He did.
Mark 2:12. The man with the palsy was brought together. The woman with the issue of blood, the little girl whose father's name was Jairus. We know that story. She died. And Jesus said, Talitha Komi, which means daughter arise.
Yeah.
And he gave her life.
Sure did.
You know, so we know it's some things that happen in the Bible where God made it happen
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
We know Mark 7:35, the man was deaf. He opened up his ears, stopped up his ears and let him hear. We know in Mark 10:52, Bartimaeus was blind, gave sight to Bartimaeus. But we know in our text, Mark 8:22, it does not happen immediately. So we see all that. So now we know that it can happen. I ain't saying it can't happen immediately.
Uh-huh.
But I'm telling you, you don't always look for immediate reaction.
That's right.
Everything is not immediate. Some things go through a different process.
That's right.
So sometimes we have to stop sitting and waiting on it to happen because we want instant oatmeal. And we gotta just wait for God to do it.
Amen. That's right.
Sometimes we gotta, God kind of give us good sense, but sometimes we take it upon ourselves to do what we want to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes we gotta pray and seek the face of God.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes you gotta pray and you gotta go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Amen.
Sometimes you got to use your senses.
That's right.
God ain't making you no fool.
Yeah.
You got to go to the doctor sometimes. You got to seek Jesus and you got to go see a therapist.
Yeah.
If you know you got some issues, you better go see a therapist. He'll work on it for you over the time, and God will fix it now. But sometimes you put that therapist there to give you your word.
That's right.
So if you know you like some days that you need it, go ahead on that couch. All right? Now, God will and can do it.
Yes, he can.
I'm not denying that. You're looking at the process. The project and the process.
All right.
Instantly, sometimes he'll put you through a process which requires steps and stages.
Right.
Sometimes he do it that way, where he take steps and stages to get out of different things. You know, let's go back. If you look to the text, 8:22, it says they brought him to Jesus. Now, that was a step and some stages. Somebody had to facilitate that. Somebody, because otherwise,
That's right.
he was blind.
Yeah.
He couldn't see his way.
Guide.
Yeah, somebody had to guide him.
Yeah.
Amen.
So sometimes we have facilitators. Don't mean you always got to stick with it. Because if you look at what Jesus did, Jesus grabbed him by the hand and left.
Never.
He left him. So he didn't stick with him. Sometimes you got to move on. You know, and sometimes people who bring you to Christ, you use them when they bring you to Christ. Sometimes you got to sever ties.
Yeah.
You know, you got to seek God because sometimes He don't want you with certain people.
That's right.
Sometimes He don't want you around certain people.
Yeah.
And He can't strengthen you if you always going reaching back, going where He done tore loose from you.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So if you keep going back to dig out what He done buried behind you, both of y'all going down.
Right. That's right.
Both of you going down. It can't go one way.
That's right.
Everybody and everything has a purpose.
Yeah.
God created it.
Yes.
You know, if you look at the airplane is a big, huge monstrosity.
Yeah.
That's right.
But that big old airplane can do everything. It fly real fast and everything, right?
Right.
But you know one thing it can't do? Came back up. You ever thought about that? It came back
They
up.
came back up.
You know, it came back up. But just watch it if you think I'm joking. When you go back on the airplane, watch that little white truck that push it back.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then when you get on the plane, they tell you about the pilot, the stewardess, everybody else, but they never tell you about the man in the white truck.
Yeah.
Push that plane back.
All right now.
You see what I mean? So there's always a catalyst to get you across.
Yeah.
Now that without that white truck, that plane went back. It just sit back there.
Sit right
That's right.
That's
You
the
can't-
fault with
you
all
can't.
that power.
And then they fly fast as you wanted to get jets, all of them.
Yes, sir.
But it came back up. It'll go forward, it'll roll down the runway, everything. But it came back up. So
Wow.
if you look at God's word, God, He put it in perspective for you.
Yeah.
Sometimes we take it and do whatever we want to do with it, but if you go the way He put it, you can't fail. Now, all that right there, that plane can do. Got all the controllers in there.
Yeah.
You know about the pilot, the stewardess, everybody else. I'm a man, I'm the stewardess, I'm this, I'm that, and I'm the pilot. I'm gonna fly you.
Yeah.
But the man who made it happen.
Come on.
Think about that.
That's awesome.
You know? Now,